What are you going to watch, Lenny?
One of two spots in the NFC title game awaits the winner here as we're underway in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
Thanks, Ben. We're going to have to go to CC soon. You need to finish eating. We're supposed to be there in 10 minutes. Put the phone down. I'm sorry you didn't get to do it. You'll get to watch YouTube later. You need to focus and eat. Daddy will pause his game so that you can go.
A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards.
He's when you can.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense.
Put it in the fridge somewhere, not waste it. Bring some of it, please.
From the 24 now, here's a 2nd and 7. They'll run again here with Robinson.
How does he get blocked? By nobody. It's already engaged, and yet he's somehow getting blocked. I don't understand.
When you get into the divisional round of the playoffs, this is where having the ability to run the football is such an advantage. The defenses, they're generally going to be tougher the further you go along. So if you can get something established up front, it's going to give you a great chance to move on.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. This is caught.
That's not basis. Yes, that's what I asked you to do, honey.
Right at the 40. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
They did tell us they wanted to establish a ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you gotta like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
He was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone. 2nd and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. Linton, they get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Robinson up the middle. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. It's a pickup of 6. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Yeah, their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Penix steps away to his left. First he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
Give him a little extra credit there. His head was cool as the play broke down. Didn't force a throw, and in the end, got to show off his athleticism with a nice gain to bring up a new set of downs.
Scoring first, so critical in the postseason. And they've got it here, first and goal. Off play action, here's Penix. They throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
Not sure what happened there, but he just didn't get the right read on the coverage that time. Pass wasn't where it needed to be, and that'll send them back to the drawing board.
We're going to wait here.
They'll try
We're going to go down in just a minute, okay?
Handoff now to Robinson. And running room scarce here.
If you want to start locking down, you that's
at the line of scrimmage. A big play forthcoming. Here's third and goal. They'll try and throw. Here's Penix.
Waters, I gotta pause, dude.
A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Falcons are on the board first here in this division round matchup. Take the opening kickoff and drive it all the way down the field.
And that's the last thing you want defensively. On the road, in the playoffs, and now you're down a touchdown right away.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that one drops
Catch the ball.
Good coverage there. Force the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that's absolutely going to fire this defense up. They made it their mission to deny that completion, and they came through with a nice hit and knocked it incomplete.
And they'll run. It's Ken Walker. There he goes, left side. He may go. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Ken Walker, 70 yards. And the Seahawks are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. Now the try here for the point after. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action. Now's the time to take a shot. But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kissed it on the ground.
Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. The completion on first didn't get much, and now the run on second doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big 3rd down play.
Here's Penix. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And that is how you respond after taking one on the chin to begin this game. Give up a first drive touchdown, go back out on defense, and completely shut them down to force a 3-and-out.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other. 2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. It was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd and 6. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And this is going to be incomplete.
I wonder, Brandon, I just wonder, you think maybe he was worried about where he was on the field? Was he far enough? Was he close enough to the first down sticks?
Absolutely. He was right there by him, and I think he was thinking first down before he caught that football.
Yeah, got to catch it first, because if you don't catch it, there's no chance of picking up a first down. That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
Come on! How in the world? How?
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Looking to throw Penix. This ball down the field for Pitts. And that's going to be incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up. Converged on his man and broke the play up.
Now it's 2nd and 10. They'll throw with Penix. And he slings one that's incomplete.
I can assure you, setting up a screen is much more difficult than it appears. It requires excellent timing from everyone on the offense. And the defense's #1 goal is to throw that timing off.
To the air, Penix.
Come out of your zone when you see the ball thrown.
Chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 45.
You can't just stand there and stay in your zone.
Sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series, because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
They'll run this one right with Robinson. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
That was a good illustration of setting the edge as a defensive end, being able to make sure that you stay on your feet no matter what type of block. And you're not going to get pushed inside. Stayed home, skated to the outside, and made the play.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. And looking to throw, Penix. Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Paulson and Debo. And the Seahawks will take over here just shy of the 30. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A big chunk of yardage there, 37 yards.
And it is still early, just the first quarter. But you start prorating the numbers, and we might be in for some history. I mean,
Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. As they've got it as we resume action.
What are you doing?
It's going to be incomplete.
Holy cow.
Forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
Here's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Walker with it. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion in a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
On third down, he'll drop to throw.
What are you talking about?
Sometimes we talk about coverage. We're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and they take the lead here now at 10-7. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. But not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense. Gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone. And looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
He'll drop to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And they can't bring him down. Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
Walker now at 1st and 10. He'll get this down to the 38.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know you're trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And pretty good running as he'll be close to a first down at the Falcons' 33. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or two short here with 3rd down coming up.
Well, partner, they've been running it well the entire game, and the big guys up front, they're a huge reason why. And now they're reaping the benefits as they continue to open up big holes and gain nice yardage.
They'll try for the first with Walker. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
So it's pretty simple, partner. You pick up a turnover, set you up in excellent field position. The last thing you want to do is go 3 and out in this spot.
Yeah, they would have to settle for a field goal attempt, but now they keep those touchdown hopes alive. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And Walker has it. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down. They're going to look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. So, Charles, this a defense that hasn't made a lot of mistakes like this on the road to this playoff matchup, but that a bad one there.
Yeah, you definitely want to rattle and shake up the other quarterback, but you know you've got to do it the right way. Otherwise, that clock's going to be on the ground.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
From the 4, it's 2nd and a couple. He'll look to throw.
Throw the football. Throw the football.
Back around the 18-yard line. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
The lessons will continue in this rookie. He's got to learn how to read situations just a little bit better. That far behind the line, he's got to find a way to get rid of the football and not take the sack, whether it's with his legs or just throwing it away.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll connect on the out route with Ingram. And he'll be tackled right on the 10, well short of the first down. So 8 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring up 4th down. So out now is the Seattle field goal team. From the right hash, and this one just a chipping. And his kick is indeed good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
And the kick team down there quickly. They don't have to run as far as they used to. And they're able to stop him before he can even make it to the 15. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right, throw it out the window. Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Penix working out of the gun here. Robinson's got it. Still shedding tackles. And he will not get what he needed as he stopped short of the first down at around the 22.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked it down to force a 4th down?
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not so happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're 1-2 plays, and they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But also have to remember, they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them.
Puts it on the carpet, it's out.
That's trash. That is absolute trash.
Now he's free at the 35. And they will be
How?
now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
The amount of times that turnovers happen when you're making a play is disgusting.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You may all of a sudden make your catch, see some open field, and decide you're going for it, and not realizing the danger lurks while you're doing so, and there's your end result right there.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll set up a throw. Targeting Pitts on the out route, and he's got it complete. And the Falcons are going to be looking at a 1st and goal as he's out of bounds at the 3-yard line. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Now back to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown, Falcons. 3 yards out. And the Falcons are an extra point away from moving out in front in the final minute of the half.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. He finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
McPherson on for the point after. And this puts them on top by a penny. It's 14-13.
Read all half, and then that happens.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And no one back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together and maybe get into field goal range. The pass complete to Ingram on the crossing route. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. To throw now on first down. He finds his man, complete. That's Bush. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
I used my other timeout. It must have been an injury.
A very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed. Because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. 2nd and 1. He'll get this to Baker. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try to pick up another first down.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. And he's got his man on the out route. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. So out now is the Seattle field goal team. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And they have regained the lead. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
And he's going to be out of bounds on the return way back at the 11. They'll throw now on the final play. Being chased out left. Now he'll throw deep left side. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback. And the third quarter will start from the 30. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they've been the better of the two teams through 2 quarters of play, much to the chagrin of this home crowd.
Yeah, this score is a surprise to a lot of folks at home, although not to my dad. They predicted the visitors would win. And maybe to the folks in the stadium. But you know who's not a surprise to, partner? This team with the football. They were very confident coming in.
Here's 2nd and 7. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. Takes this one across the 35 to the 36. A gain of about 4.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
3rd and 4. They'll set up to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down. They needed 4. He doubled down. He wound up getting 8. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. Up the middle, here's Walker. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
2nd and 11.
Catch a football.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Throw out wide to Walker. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first. Looking to throw. Still going inside the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. A great effort there. 42 yards. And the Seahawks are able to widen their advantage. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes this a 9-point game. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And he won't quite make it to the 25. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a 3-possession game.
Give them a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Robinson with another carry. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. 80 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
They'll run for it with Robinson. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on fourth down. Here's Penix. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now second down.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable. And that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Here's a screen for Robinson. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Looking to throw to Penix. And he will find his man on the outside. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. Now Penix. He's got it. Touchdown. Kyle Pitts, a beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game. And the Falcons have got it back to within a score. So a strong drive here to lead off this third quarter and gets them right back in this football game.
And I think we can safely call that a statement drive because they had to be saying, we didn't put our best foot forward in the first half, but we certainly mean business now. Maybe a better term, a prove-it drive. They proved it to themselves that they were ready to go.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead is down to 2. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Pretty important third quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. If they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
Back to throw here. Over the middle, complete. It's Walker. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right of the yard.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs. Keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Sticking with Walker on second down. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard.
I am just seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing. Slow them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Walker with another carry. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit on his total on that carry.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. This is the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. They'll look to throw here. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 24-yard line. The rookie from Texas looking sharp on that throw. He gets his guys a first down. One quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a good one so far, just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. Now to the ground, here's Walker. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. He'll look to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Baker. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds, right around the 7. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of the quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Now they send a man in motion right. They'll get it forward to him on the touch pass. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. A big one coming in this divisional round playoff. 3rd and goal. Back to throw.
Catch the ball.
Quickly there, but it's incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
And his kick here is good. And that will push the lead up to 5. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And this could be the defining moment of their season, all hyperbole aside. You're trailing here in the fourth quarter, the divisional round.
Are you kidding me? Are you absolutely kidding me? I had that play smothered, and he somehow finds a hole.
79 yards. And the Falcons use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the fourth. So a big play coming for the Falcons as they'll go for two. They'll try and throw with Penix. And no, incomplete. They can't convert. So they tried to bump the lead up to a field goal. Instead, it stays at one here in the fourth. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown.
What is the holdup in releasing the football?
It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up second.
That sack doesn't change their offensive game plan. They always want to air it out and try and get the ball downfield quickly. They're going to have to block a little bit better, though, because the urgency and pressure just increased.
Intercepted. Game over. Game over. Played great all game, and then disgusting.
Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick six.
And Brandon, how often do we hear?
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. It's caught inside the 10.
I run that play, and every time he drops the ball, but you catch it. Whatever. Can't stomach this game.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Great for 3 quarters.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, let's run a tight end screen. That sounds like a great player. Down 9.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. We'll see if they can band back together after the pick six. It hurt badly, but still within striking
Catch the ball!
Game with a good chunk of time on the clock.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. But probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. That one taken in by Corley. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. On first down, he'll drop to throw. This complete to Corley. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to air one out. Got a man that's caught at the 6-yard line. It's a big play there for Seattle. 47 yards.
And what a call, because they ran a triple out route. 3 guys running out routes at varying depths. And then they let an inside receiver try and sneak free and run deeper downfield than he does. And the defense out of sorts here, and it turns into a big play.
They'll look to throw again. Touchdown, Seahawks. From 3 yards out. And the Seahawks have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Point after here coming up. And the lead is down to 2. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And this has been a tight game to this point. Of course, they usually are at this juncture of the playoffs. But with the lead in the football, the clock right now, their friend, as they try to book their spot in the conference championship next Sunday. On second down, another shot for Robinson.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter. The offense on third down tonight, they've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 7. Forced out to his left.
Come on, make a damn tackle. I could have had the ball back.
9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down when his way worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Now he breaks free in the middle of the field, inside the 10, and he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Bijan Robinson.
Keep this game.
2 fourth-quarter touchdowns, and the Falcons use the big play to extend their fourth-quarter lead. So what was already a game to remember becomes even more so as that touchdown run, a lengthy one, takes him over 200 yards now for the game.
And I love the fact that to get over 200, it took a pretty good sprint, didn't it? I mean, a lot of times you get 1 or 2 yards and say, oh, he's over 200 yards. But that really put an exclamation point on the game he's having. Fantastic, a lot of fun to watch.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. This is 1st and 10.
They'll try and start this drive in the air.
Going deep for Walker.
Why is he not jumping?
And that should do it.
Why is every deep ball my user not allowed to jump?
Turnover. They'll take over at the 10.
He's had a fantastic rookie season.
Disgusting.
A lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And now first downs are key. They want to keep that clock moving, up by 2 scores as they try to cement their place in the conference championship round in 1 week's time.
And now just 3 seconds before the 2-minute warning, they're going to call a timeout here defensively. Got to figure now after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line.
Here's 3rd and 3. And looking looking to throw. Penix able to find the open man. That's complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Well, they only needed a small gain on third down. They end up getting over 30 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. On the give, here's Robinson. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. That kind of looked like a defense fed up by being gashed in the running game all night.
Yeah, and imagine their coach saying, if you're fed up on that play, where were you the rest of the time? What took you so long? But flip it over to the offensive side. They've been dominating this thing, and to finally have a play go against them, that's not something that's going to make them feel very good this evening.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. They go down to a knee, and with that, they're off to the NFC title game. So 2 down, 1 to go, and this number 2 seed definitely looking the part, and now they sit 1 win away from a Super Bowl appearance.
Yeah, and I know originally they were disappointed not to get the number 1 seed and the bye through to the divisional round. But you know what they're saying right now? Let's just keep rolling. We're in a great spot.
So a pressure spot here for Evan McPherson. And supreme confidence in the kicker turns to supreme failure, as that is obviously no good. And that'll keep it as a 9-point game. And they're moving